Okay, yeah. Back upon you for the jive ass turkeys. I'm Anyi Malik. If you knew me, you knew that. If you didn't, welcome. If you're watching on Instagram, we live. If you're watching on YouTube, shout a brother out. Let me just go ahead on and knock some of the dusties off of here. Yeah, today we talking about some jive. We talking about a lot of things, It's Thanksgiving. Uh, I got my overarching topics of discussion, but the big one, the soup WSPWTW. What that mean? The soup of the day, the conversation of the hour is of course Drake versus Kendrick versus Wayne versus UMG versus the NFL and versus the NBA. We go, that's the first topic. It's a lot of verses. There's a lot of verses, and a lot of verses been laid. What's up? What's the word? What it is? Oh, he talking 70s. I should have known. I should have put my 70s hat on. What's up? What's the word? What it is, Jack Daddy? What it is, man? All the way. Comedy. Speaking of, I'm going to talk about an afro. I will have my afro out Friday, November 29th, for the historical roast of Queen Elizabeth at the Hollywood Improv. I'll be playing Nelson Mandela, roasting Queen Elizabeth, Princess Diana, Marie Antoinette, just a slew of folk, John Lennon, Winston Churchill, a lot of cats. I'll be Nelson Mandela. I'll be getting roasted as well. That's Friday night, Hollywood Improv, 7:30. But yeah, on some 70s, I don't know. I got sidetracked, and I do got some more dates coming up. Of course, exclusive content, exclusive comedy performances in the Patreon. The link is in the bio. If you're on Instagram, or if you're watching this on YouTube, the link will be in the description. If you watch it, go to the description right now. The Patreon, $6.99 a month. Join up and cancel so you can access 1 month. Join up and check out my stand-up comedy special, Grand Blessing. Okay, happy Thanksgiving. I see you, Dory. Still ain't signed up. You still ain't signed up for that good Patreon. You tripping. I only put my exclusive content back there. Even this, we live on Instagram right now, but once this goes up on YouTube, I take it down off of here. I mean, I use Instagram. I use Instagram as a platform to bring people to other platforms. So even lives. No, I'm not at any of my relatives' homes. Even my lives, I use Instagram as a platform to talk to my Instagram, and then I'll bring it over to YouTube because it's easier to split screen. It's questions and requests. The first question out there, somebody asked if I was at mom's. Mom ain't even at mom's, but that's, but I am not. No, there's no relatives. No relatives. And then you see I got my stickers in the back of my offices. I'm going to be joined a little later in the live. Oh, a little later. But, yeah, jive ass turkeys, the topic. I got the top. I already, the topic today, the soup of the day. Drake versus Kendrick versus Wayne versus UMG versus NFL versus NBA. We doing all that. Also, I got the topic sustainability versus likability. What's your preference? Is it, this, I call this topic the unsustainability of likability, but I'll kick it to y'all of authenticity versus likability. Females crossing boundaries, proudly crossing boundaries of men and women, and the double standards there. Aliens, UAPs and NHIs. Congress acknowledged they among us. To what degree do you think? And what do you think the ramifications on humanity as a whole are? The Twitter exodus. cash and detention grabs, and was calling the genre of programming reality TV at a detriment to our collective reality. Calling it reality TV probably did damage to our collective reality. Some people say definitely, I say probably. It could be some other factors, but we're gonna open all of that. But first, man, it's Drake versus Kendrick versus Wayne versus UMG versus NFL versus NBA. That's what we starting with. I'm about to allow my brother. He sent a request. This question's in request. In. I'm gonna bring my folks in. It starts, the first verses is Drake versus Kendrick, and it's funny that we came to this point. Oh, my brother back here from Foot Locker.
Foot Locker.
Oh snap!
Foot
You
Locker.
got
You already know. You
and
already
you
know.
got shoes in them boxes, or you keeping tax documents? Like what's really
I got
going
shoes
on, my
in
brother?
these boxes. Come on
Yeah,
now.
pull
Come on
pull
now.
something off the shelf, man. Pull
I
something
got, I
off
got.
the shelf. No, pull something off the shelf. We want to see what's behind you. Pull something off one of them shelves. Can you pull a size 9 and the 13 in the George 13
Hold on,
here?
let me switch it around. Let me see. Yep. Oh, bam,
Oh
bam.
wow.
Oh,
Okay.
we got a little. What's up? I ain't trying to have the tower fall. That's
No,
why I
it's
like.
okay.
Yeah. See,
Damn,
bam. You can see the shoe right
it was
there.
about to
Yeah.
fall.
Well,
Damn,
I mean, if I
structural
start pulling them
integrity.
down, you
Okay.
know. But if I was gonna pull like one of these, but it's five on top of them. So all these
I
got
see some
shoes. I don't
size
keep shoe box.
14s in there. Is that your size
That's my
14?
size. My size. That's my size. My
14
bros.
is a tough one, bro.
14. Yeah, exactly.
14 is a because they don't make half sizes after 13, I don't think.
Yeah, they don't.
So
They don't.
if you wear 14 and a half, you a size
You a
14.
size 15. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, you got your folks in here asking silly questions.
What they
Where
saying?
where the Kobe's at? We're not gonna get into that
Hey,
right
they was
now.
expensive. Those
It's
expensive.
like where do you looking for things? They
Yeah.
are, where they
They.
always been, and where they
Yeah.
at. That ain't why we here today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add whoever want to be added. But first, I got to get my brother in. And
Yeah.
my nigga Fun Employment. He gonna ask like he want me to join him in on this. He gonna ask. He gonna, I got you.
Mhm.
Just be patient.
Mhm.
I got my brother on here. You know the topics. You know what we talking about today. Right now, off top.
Off top.
Okay, this is a lot of verses. It's a lot of verses.
Yep.
It's Drake versus Kendrick
Yep.
versus Wayne
Uh-huh.
versus UMG
Mhm.
versus the NFL,
Yeah.
and I threw this one in there versus the NBA.
Oh,
Yeah,
we talking
I
about
had to.
LeBron. Okay.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
talking
Okay.
about. I'm talking about DeRozan.
Oh, DeRozan. Oh, right. Right. Right.
It's all these things all they're not disconnected. They interconnected. It all of course started with Drake and Kendrick.
Yeah.
You know, Grow to Growth says this should not be versus Wayne. I think Wayne had expressed his disdain, but it was announced earlier since the beef was over. The beef is
Yeah.
over. There's no more beef between Drake and Kendrick
Yeah.
on record. Uh, Kendrick
And
was
he was gonna reach
announced.
out. He was gonna
Kendrick
reach
was
out too.
announced.
Yeah.
He was announced at as to be the performer at the
Mhm.
halftime of the Super
Mhm.
Bowl, and then here go Wayne jumping out the window, talking about how the opportunity was snatched from him.
Mhm.
What else did he say, man? He said a lot. He was crying at
He
his
was like,
concert on
yeah,
Prime. He cried on
yeah,
Prime.
he thought like that. Oh, baby, he was upset that it wasn't reached out, because I just thought like for everything.
Oh man, what? My brother did the goblin voice. Listen
like I felt, that.
to
Yeah. If they was gonna read it out, they should have reached out to Lil Tunchi, because that really hurt. That really hurt. That I couldn't perform there, and
See, this
I
is the
like
weird part
felt.
about disrespecting people. You got to be careful about how you disrespect people because it's people that's around you that's like
that could catch a stray versus how somebody talk. Like if me and you got a problem and I start, I talk, oh, you bald ass nigga. Now everybody that I know, right? Everybody that I know that's bald is gonna be like, nigga, how could you say that about him?
Exactly.
I thought we was
Yeah,
friends,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the first thing, the first thing Drake said about Kendrick was calling him a pipsqueak.
Pips,
You know,
squeak. Somebody else
he
smashed his. All those really your kids.
I said the
First
first
thing.
thing. We're
My
not
bad.
gonna get
Sorry.
into the defamation.
Got
We
you.
gonna get it. We gonna get into the first thing
Yeah.
because I'm still, I ain't at UMG yet. I'm at Wayne.
Got you. Got you.
So, okay. So uh the artist who ushered you into the rap era, who
Hmm.
we've known, since Drop It Like It's Hot in
Yep.
1999,
Yep.
has been at height
Hmm.
forever.
Hmm.
As Lil Wayne has been Lil.
Yeah.
So now, you know, so now you disrespecting your opponent, and you kind of like, I think the shots that he threw at Kendrick about his height
Yeah.
probably was the kind of shots to where Wayne is like, I want to involve myself in this, but
Hmm.
you on some other
Yeah.
shit, and then you talking about short people. I wear a size 7. You know what I'm saying?
Drake, you know I was size 7, right? Oh, okay. Just let you know. Uh, I appreciate that. Hold up.
And so, I think he was mainly silent on this because of that.
Yeah.
Because of that, we didn't hear a peep out of him because he was like, "Damn, you didn't even let me. You're not even gonna let. Because now I know that you a
Mhm.
heightist, and you ain't even a tall cat like that. You just average height, But now you going, and it's never the tall people that disrespect short people.
Yeah.
It's never, I lie about my height. I say I'm 6'3". I'm taller than that, but it don't make it. I lie because it's a safe, cool little number. I'm trying to erase
Oh,
height. I
okay.
try to erase height.
Okay.
And I would never disparage somebody
Yeah.
for being shorter.
Hmm.
Because everybody's shorter. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like,
Yeah.
why? And it's not the measure
Yeah.
of work, but it's never the tall people
It's
that's
not a
disrespectful. It's never the
6'5", 6'6", six
never.
seven. It's like the 6'1s, the 5'11s,
Yeah,
and they saying
yeah,
you short and you 5'8". You saying
and
you short to a 5'8" person.
yeah, it's disrespectful.
You like yeah.
It's disrespectful for a not tall person, you know, to say the things that tall people was to say the
Hmm.
things that tall people have to tell themselves to get out of beef with
Yeah.
short people. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I'm not looking down on you. I'm staring straight.
Mhm.
No matter that was a bar,
Yeah, that was.
but
That
that's a
was.
bar. That's a bar for me to say.
Yeah.
He's still in your field of vision. He's still in your peripherals, dog. You're not gonna erase him. Like you ain't never stood up. You ain't never stood up straight and left the conversation. You ain't got the height like that. You know, he never
Newest.
had the height like that. So to do the height thing, when we talking about the things that was said about him, we went from spiritual to straight physical.
Yeah.
You know, and in him going physical, your physicality. I'm gonna talk about your physicality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, uh, I think his guy, his mentor, his uh, I think his bro in the chat said rise above it. It's like, hey man, sometimes sometimes I'll be locked in the dynamics, and all I gotta
Mm-hmm.
do to unlock is just like look at the skyline, like, bro, you would
Mm-hmm.
disappear talking
Yeah.
crazy, or like trying to keep you in the energy because energy only wants to live.
Yeah.
And then so in disparaging the brother height, uh, I think his mentor, his protege, what's
Mm-hmm.
his mentor
Protege.
called a stray.
Protege.
Well, the protege is what he is to him. So
Yeah. The master?
it can't even be a protege
Yeah.
because he was already who he was before he
Yeah.
got
Yeah. Yeah.
signed. He
Yeah.
just started, you know, he had the money to
Yeah.
start absorbing styles.
Birdman's protege.
Ah,
There you go.
well, So Wayne can't participate in the back and forth between them because his guy, the progenitor, his his protege had already hit him with a strike. Oh shit, that's how you feel about short people?
I
thought
he was good on the
and there was
5-6
already the
front.
bar, and there was already the bar in Not Like Us where he's like, fucked on Wayne girl while he was in jail. That was
Right,
conniving.
yo.
That was conniving.
That was conniving. Now you
That's
sound like a
conniving.
bitch apologizing.
And then you got his face tatted,
Like a bitch
like
apologizing.
yeah. That was conniving.
Okay.
And so there was a lot. There was a lot that was enough for Wayne to not get involved. Then the Super Bowl thing happens. Bro is crying all over the place.
Yep.
He took it as a personal slight that Kendrick, the hottest artist of this year with the hottest song in hip hop for a while,
since the summer,
received this opportunity on this platform that Wayne thinks that he was robbed of. And he felt so strongly about it that he was outwardly salty.
Yeah.
And he said everything except for congratulations, right?
My bad about that. My bad. I was just in a dark place that I couldn't physically.
There was no my bad. We didn't even get to my bad. We didn't even get to my bad. It's good. He thinking that's cool because nobody's there to be like, hey, bro, just congratulate him and keep it pushing, bro. There will be
He
Super
might
Bowls.
bring you out.
Right.
He might bring you and the Hot Boys out.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who exactly knows? But I think that's off the table now. And then a step further, what? So Kendrick drops his album on Friday, and he has a bar for Wayne. The bar for Wayne is, what was the bar? What did he say? Oh, his work ethic let Lil Wayne down.
Yep.
His hard work
let Lil
Wayne down, which is not a slight. That's just like what happened.
Yeah.
That's what occurred on the timeline. You know what I mean, of events. Sometimes you telling what happened on the timeline of events gets flipped and fucked up a kind of way. When I acknowledge what happens without saying how I felt or putting a judgment on the occurrence on the timeline, and then you say don't be speaking on me, that's you trying to avoid what you did on the timeline. You got in front of an arena of people, and said this was taken from you in front of them, and then you got to mumbling on another track or whatever you was doing your gobbling shit. But before you got gobbling with it, you had a moment with the people, and on the timeline. I think you could still pull that up, what he said, right?
Yeah.
And so Kendrick is the type of artist that takes what occurs on the timeline and serves it back, Didn't even say that was bad. He said, I guess my hard work let him down. And, not only that, not only was Nas the only one that congratulated him.
Man.
My elder Snoop was tripping. So it's like, yo, hey, but he said it was a more of a bar at Snoop.
Yeah, it was. It was so much of a bar. I didn't even pay attention to it because he said edibles or something.
I prayed it was the edibles. Like,
yeah.
He posted telling me, I prayed it was the edibles. That was a shot. That was a more explicit shot than because that's how he internalized it.
Exactly.
Now, I guess I let him down. I guess my hard work let you down. It's not a shot. That's not a shot. But Wayne felt it was a shot enough to, do the whole don't test me, don't play me, I will destroy, don't wake the sleeping giant. It's like, bro.
First he said, what I do, I'm over here.
I'm over
here.
So that's the
minding
deflection.
my business.
That's the deflection. I didn't do
flex.
nothing. I
But
didn't do nothing.
since I brought up, I
Right.
might do something now.
Right.
And I don't know the last battle Wayne got into. I ain't seen it. Also,
I think it was Pusha, man. Pusha bodied that fool.
push your body, Lil Wayne. See, because I remember, and I saw a clip
Exodus.
from 2014 that said, "I don't get in the battle rap." Well, my bad. I don't get in the battle rap. I
I
don't know how to do that.
don't
I don't know
matter
how to
talking
do
about
that.
the shoes.
That's not something I do because I don't even know how to say all that. I don't know. I stay away from it. I know what I can do, but I'm not a battle rapper.
And I think it's kind of it's improperly
Yeah.
antagonistic, you know, to to maneuver like that.
Hmm.
Okay, you have battle. Okay, you have had little lines for people,
Yeah.
right? Push was on your ass. Nothing happened from that. And then the whole, either you're not a battler or you're a battler. You're not going back and forth, or you are.
Yeah.
But the implications I think Turk made was that it's gonna get into street stuff, which is gonna get into it's gonna play into the physical play. Yeah, Turk was on an interview saying that he didn't want Wayne to be involved because he knows Wayne is gonna react physically type shit. And it's like, bruh, you setting people up for disaster.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nobody. You want people to ignore your faults or
Yeah.
how you faulted them and have nothing to say about it. You already, and then to back it up with
Mm.
violence, it's like,
Crazy.
you know, it's deceptive. It's deceptive, and it's you playing both sides of antagonization. You trying to
Hmm.
play like you're being bothered, but you're the one instigating and antagonizing. Well, you're not the one. You're one of those instigators and antagonizers who then say, "Hey, I'm going to do this," and it's
Hmm.
like, I don't think it's going to play out for him properly
Hmm.
in so many aspects. Not lyrically,
Yeah.
because he already got too much dirt in his closet that we've seen. Just before him kissing baby on the mouth. Without him kissing baby on the mouth, there's like several other things. There's
Yeah.
there's your man's hitting your girl while you in jail.
Man.
There's the drugs. There's um, man, it's just not a wise idea. I got you. Fun employment. Just what I'm saying. It's not a wise idea. I'm fun employment. I'm gonna get you in when we get into the NFL NBA aspects.
Wayne will teach you
She
how to love.
said Wayne will teach you my life.
I can't. When I heard that song, because it's the video version and it's the album version. The album version seemed like the first one he recorded. The video version is like he must have re-recorded and he drunk some water or something. But I kept thinking he was drinking some like NyQuil and he was falling asleep as he was recording it.
Yeah.
Or he had a cold. He had a lot of things.
All right. So now you got Wayne saying he gonna respond to Kendrick, and before he gets the opportunity to respond, pow,
Bam.
here comes Drake with the lawsuit.
Yep.
So he even disrupting. You already lost. Let your big homie get in there if you want
Hmm.
to. Forget about the fact that he claimed a gang that originated in the hometown of your opponent, who's trying to uplift beyond that gang culture,
Yeah, yeah,
who you was already on record not giving a fuck about,
yeah.
police brutality and X, Y,
Right.
Z and all of
What's that?
that.
What's Black Lives Matter? What's that?
Forget about all of that. So now he doing all that, and then here you come disrupting that momentum with your.
Yeah.
It's not a lawsuit. It was a petition. It was a
Hmm.
petition to collect information, so I could
Yeah.
subpoena. Let me subpoena
Yeah.
information
Yeah.
to substantiate my allegations against our parent company.
Hmm.
They're signed to a fella that's signed to a fella that said he was signed to that fella. uh, so he wanted to get you know, he disrupted that momentum of Wayne by filing this lawsuit, you know. Um, and then not even a full day goes by, or maybe one full day goes by, and then he hits him with another suit that's the defamation.
Yeah.
You know. So first you alleging unfair business practices, payola, XYZ, etc. Which I don't believe is snitching if you snitching on white people. That's not. It's not telling if you suing on white folks.
Okay.
If you but if the reason why is that you played the same dirty games and lost, that is snitching because you in the same criminal outfit. So now you trying to pull a RICO on your squad, that's RICO. That's snitching. But in my mind, heart, and spirit, you ain't no snitching on white people if
Yeah.
you're not in that shit. If somebody, you know, you like, hey, I'm finna sue you. Hey, I'm yo, hey, that's separate. Or if I'm like, yo, them niggas over there keep fucking up my shit, I'm get the police. It's like they going to jail or I'm going to jail type shit. I can respect it. But you blowing the whistle now that you've been, you know, all enthralled in the unfair business practices looks crazy. And then the next day, you dropped the suit for defamation, which should have came before the suit for unfair business practices, if that's the priority, honestly. You know what I mean? If you should be mad at me, if anything, it's like, okay, he ought to have challenged the he ought to have challenged the pedophilia
Yeah,
thing, the PDF, the
man,
PFD.
long
He
time
should have
ago.
did that
Yeah,
before you try to get at the business practices.
exactly.
But the fact that you went to the business practices first and then, you know, went to the other thing, you know, because they even
Suspect
told
behavior.
him that, like, yo, don't get at us, get at,
Yeah,
when two people
yeah,
having funk, and then somebody say, I know you ain't over there laughing.
yeah.
That's
I
like,
know you ain't
nah,
talking over there.
you
I
better
know you ain't
deal with,
talking over there.
nah,
Chic,
nah, don't focus on
chic.
me, partner. Don't focus, get back to your focus back over here. Get your focus back over here.
That'd be the worst
Um,
because some people really be trying to fight to somebody else who be laughing. I'm like,
and so now they're saying, they say that they're reporting that he's doing all this to stop Kendrick from
mhm.
performing this track at the
Yeah,
halftime for the NFL.
oh, okay.
And then, but it also opens the gate for now. You bring in sports. You got your record label. Now you
Yeah.
got sports. You got a sports organization involved also. And then you acted your ass. You showed your ass at an NBA game on TV. You tried to, you know what I'm saying? You and your guy sat courtside at the
Oh yeah,
Toronto
mad.
Kings game, trying to uh, trying to intimidate.
Hmm.
Oh shit, fun employment then dipped out. This is where I was gonna put him in, just to get us all caught up.
Hmm.
So now you got you trying to be on the NFL. I think the NBA is like after this can pull up on you.
Hmm.
I think that's the next domino to fall for Drizzy. He had a little deal before or around the time Kendrick was announced
Hmm.
for Super Bowl. They
Hmm.
did like an OVO NFL collab.
Yeah.
I saw these jackets with the owls and the I saw the owls and the
Okay.
logos for the teams on the jackets. So he had something going on with the NFL, and then showed up to a NBA game
Yes.
courtside trying to intimidate people. It's not looking good
Yeah.
for
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my
bro.
shit on mute while y'all doing that. You heard me? And
No, we
I'm gonna
caught up.
chime in.
I'm
Oh,
caught up. We
I
caught up.
know.
We
I
I
ain't
got
caught
the
up. You
I
know,
got the
I gotta get these folks fed. You
oh
know
you
what I'm saying? Cause
okay.
Drake was fed. They listening, man. They listening, man.
Well, that's the beauty of not having no illegalities. It's like, yo, if I ain't got nothing going on, listen all day.
Hmm.
You know, please listen. I ain't talking about nothing that you don't already know. I'm
Hmm.
not doing nothing slick, so I ain't gotta, the only thing I'm hiding from is algorithms that wanna snuffle out my shit. So I don't use certain words. I use the A instead of a A for ass, I put a V. I
Yeah.
don't spell, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you use
I
free
put the ninjas.
instead of
I
that.
say the 3 instead of E. Like, we can take it back to AOL days when we was like using ones instead of I's. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah.
So as
My
far
son
as
know how to hack the code.
right.
He know the code.
So there's a lot of it's a lot of people and entities. It's 3 people and 3 entities that I'm really focused on in this, and it's Drake, Kendrick, and Wayne, UMG, NFL, and the NBA.
Mm. Yeah, because
And
why they find Lonzo Ball now? Why they find
no,
him
you
for
talking
that?
about LaMelo?
Yeah, what
Well,
are
that
them
was a
balls?
separate.
They all got
That's a
balls.
separate. That's a separate.
Oh, yeah.
That's a whole separate thread. The NBA with
My
the
bad.
and the rainbow and
Well,
the
I'm part
rainbow
of the commune.
the
I'm part
rainbow
of the commune,
agenda.
so I
The
didn't
rainbow
know.
agenda. He could have said a bunch of stuff. He could have just said pause because he didn't have to explicitly say what he said.
Yeah.
He didn't have to say that, especially at this point. You didn't have to say that. And
It happened $100,000 just for dealing with a woman from the Bronx, man. Look at you now.
well,
You know,
he could have said no Diddy.
Yeah,
He could have said pause.
Yeah.
He could have said a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
he could have said,
He could
"Hey
have said
yo,
ayo. He could have
Hey
just said
yo.
ayo.
Hey yo.
And so there's sometimes, even though things shouldn't happen, it's like to adjust the switch on defense. It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
So if I can, like I just said, I'm gonna use my language, but okay, this is a V instead of an A. And now you can read it. You read me talking. you know what I'm saying? You see what I said, but I didn't say it like that because I spelled it like that. And it's like he didn't have to do that. But the balls, the Ball brothers,
Pause.
the Ball brothers, yeah. Look at bro. He's like, he got out of there. Hey, bro, that was your topic.
Yeah.
You brought up LaMelo, because I was gonna get into how Cameron and Mace made that, like, they have a sports program where they just every 10 seconds is pause. They 10-second pause. They be pausing shit. It's like, bro, y'all going to Rainbow Court.
Yeah.
Court.
Oh,
okay, he's trying to get back in. I thought he dipped. I thought he was dipped. I was like, yo, you brought this up. But one of them got problems with Cameron and Mace, who do that sports program.
Yeah.
But forget all that. Forget about forget about the Ball family.
Right.
Look, I gotta be hella specific.
I got you all off topic.
Forget about the Ball family. Singular Ball family. The Ball family. Forget about them. But these are the 6 entities, people and teams and everything that's in this hodgepodge of nonsense. So what are some of the? I already laid out my first prediction. I predict that the NBA is going to enter the chat based on how Drake appeared at that Toronto game to press DeRozan. That's my prediction. But what other than me and that, what other predictions do y'all see in this 6-way Battle Royal Rumble? And Fun Employment, your mic is on mute.
Okay, boom. I think I see back. LA Lakers, Clippers. One of them gonna do a sweep for a second, and that sound crazy.
It's gonna do a sweep on who?
I think they're gonna be able to get it up to the point where they see how the Super Bowl is taking the Drake, Kendrick, Lamar situation, and see how they can monetize it and bring the West Coast back to the top when it comes to this here basketball and whatnot, and keep it there. Kind of like how the Warriors shot out of Oracle Arena over to San Francisco, start winning.
They still hate us for that. They still hate us for that.
Everybody hate us for that.
Change the way the game is played.
The Oakland A's up in Vegas.
That was
Ooh,
trash. I hate that.
LA, Vegas. Now we could get all this little money on over here. But that's just my,
Yeah.
that's my little take
So
on that.
what's your predictions before the Super Bowl? What do you predict? You too, Corday. What do you predict
Yeah,
before the Super Bowl
I
happening
gotta hop off after
between
this
these
prediction.
6 entities?
Uh,
Before the
lawsuit.
Super Bowl, during the Super Bowl, and after the Super Bowl.
Dre gonna try to do something at the All Star game. Well, no, All Stars afterwards for the Super Bowl. Dre gonna drop a diss or two.
Ooh.
Uh,
You think it's
ain't
another
gonna
disc
work.
coming?
I think it's another disc coming. He gonna
Another
drop a
disc coming.
disc. Gonna
Despite the
drop,
lawsuit,
despite the
he gonna
lawsuit.
still throw one out
He
there.
He gonna
already
either
about to get towed up
you
in
know
divorce court, so this sound
won't be
about
a
on track.
diss. My bad. Won't be a diss, but he'll drop a single of some kind saying something negative about Kendrick. Probably shot at DeRozan, you know, and then he gonna just bounce out, and he gonna be at the and he probably won't be at the Super Bowl. He gonna feel like, oh, I had a concert or something, I couldn't make it.
Yeah, I think he about to do a tour. Starting a tour the same day. I've heard reports he's starting a tour in Australia the same day as the Super Bowl, where
Right,
no one
Release.
cares. No
right,
one cares about.
yeah,
It's far enough removed
yeah,
to where no one cares,
yeah, and
and
they
that's
dead
not a
ahead, and they
that's not
dead
a
ahead.
bad decision,
Yeah,
because if he is global, I will be trying to do what uh
yeah,
Russell Simmons did and take my ass to Bali
yeah,
somewhere,
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
dry for you out here,
yeah,
man. It's dry.
yeah,
They got you in your
yeah,
hometown. I would be damn near French
yeah.
and just hate America.
Right.
I would just
Speak.
lean into that, and
Vous vous
I
chef
would link up
for
with
war.
Canada and France
Yeah,
and everybody that's not America. That's where he needs to
yeah,
be at with,
def.
if he gonna
But I gotta go. I
go
gotta
anywhere.
get ready. So that's my prediction, and I'm out, y'all.
Who getting ready?
So I gotta get ready.
Oh,
Family stuff here.
oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, no,
yeah.
blessings, blessings,
Blessings,
blessings.
blessings.
Well, thank you for your
No
predictions.
problem.
What about you? Before he, you know what I'm saying? He out. So your prediction before the Super Bowl? What are you predicting at the Super Bowl and after the Super Bowl? Oh shit, you on mute, family.
Okay, damn. Okay.
Before,
Well, I
during,
think
and after.
before, during, and after the Super Bowl. What's the date of the Super Bowl?
It's February some.
February
I think it's the
something.
second weekend
Okay.
in
All
February, if
right.
not the first.
All right.
And I think the Grammys is
So
the weekend before then.
right. So I'm thinking K-Dot gonna jump him right with a little single. Kendrick gonna throw him a little single that's gonna be on some, yeah, I ain't finna even rap no more. Kind of like Jay-Z retiring. You know, I'm done. I'm dropping this on y'all in January. You know what I mean? It ain't, if he don't drop it this in December, I'm dropping it on y'all. This is the last of it. I'm through with it. I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Dre helped him produce this concert where he brought all of LA together on Juneteenth and, you know, Family Day. And look, man, I'm gonna step back and really rebuild the world and how y'all done messed it up. I'm trying to do that. And I truthfully believe Dre want absolution for, some of the things that we know have gone on, to the point where he's gonna have to either pick a side. And
Who,
I can't
Dre?
predict. I believe so. Dre.
Dre already picked the side.
Okay, so that's
He
what
he
that
did
is.
introduce he introduced the song at the pop out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
think that's a clear,
That's clear as day.
it's a clear
When it come down,
indication. And
when it
that's his protege.
okay, true. Compton. Yeah. It's gonna be some Compton things. What I do feel is it's gonna be a straight from a third party though. That's gonna try and get not just a clout, but a direct message. And this is where these industry plants is dangerous. And this is how Tupac got ghosted, and these are things that's going to shock the world. But just like instant news, everything is just like here today, gone tomorrow. Okay, it was Diddy yesterday. Now it's going to be, You know, oh, we
Mm.
ain't gonna bring back up Anna Nicole Smith. You know, this fast. Oh well, and it's actually gonna have an impact, like on the level of a Nipsey Hussle. And I believe that this is something that if you really are a body of work, Kendrick Lamar, you know, fan or listener, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, you know, I pray that brother is protected. And, you know, if anybody that speaks the truth, unfortunately, it makes you hated. And that's probably why you're going to be hated by the majority of people who don't know. During the Super Bowl, I think it's going to be heralded as
Well,
one of the
I think
greatest.
I think it's a new different time for all of that too, man. I can't really explain it, but I think there's been I think there's been a shift in even how culture perceives the way things have been done to where the sustainability of it has bottomed out in that even the parties that participated in it have seen the unsustainability of it and have shifted to offense or shifted to defense. They've
Right.
changed their position. Like even with the
Yeah, because,
UMG thing, right?
all
Even
right,
with
right.
UMG, they talking about payola and paying radio DJs, but in the years leading up to that, the years
These people been
leading up
asking for that.
today, up the years leading up to today, the shift has gone from radio to playlists. The shit is, you
Hmm.
know, record executives have left the music industry and shifted over to
Being
technology and apps,
curated.
right?
Yeah.
Um, I think in part of that they know that their business model was predatory, and they see the ways and means with which people digest the media are even shifting, even in movies, you know.
Hmm.
I don't go to the movies, bro, unless it's like some epic action type of shit that I could see. I got a projector at home and I watch shit at home.
Wi-Fi
I got Disney
jumping
Pass.
at the
And so
crib.
then, yeah, and then even the shit that I want to see, even the shit that I want to see, I'm like, if I'm paying Disney, I'm not gonna pay you
Yeah, I'm
twice. I'm gonna
not
pay.
paying you
I'm
every
gonna
month.
wait. I'm gonna wait till you drop this shit on the app. I'm gonna watch it at home to where I can pause and use the
Right.
bathroom and rewind if I need to and see some closed caption and all of that. So even the way we consume media, you know, and even then with the streamers, everybody has a streamer. Every company has a streamer, and that's in response to Netflix. That's in response to Netflix's success. Every
Right.
streaming, I mean, every studio now has a streamer to the point where now there are failed streamers. You know,
Yeah.
the Paramount Plus is reported to be failing,
Yeah, for sure.
and you know, because they're trying to play keep up. And that's the game tries to play keep up, and it's only after their model has been proven unsuccessful. But
Hmm.
before then, they would just be beating you down with the formula that works, quote unquote, and we just beat you down till it works until something new starts to work, and then they have to study and work that out. And so then
Right.
now one of the streaming apps, Paramount Plus, is failing, you know,
Right. I wouldn't
and I think
be
that's in.
surprised HBO Max started taking off all the black shows they betted on after Insecure.
Well,
So they
really
said, okay, dang, we need a follow up. Stars have P
the
Valley. Oh, okay,
best
we
I think the top
ooh,
apps right now is Disney, Netflix, and
ooh,
HBO.
okay,
And then they say the best content is on Apple Plus. Um,
okay,
but Apple
right,
Plus is bundled in with a bunch of stuff. And so
yeah. So they
anybody that's not these apps are like on the outside of that. Paramount, Peacock, uh,
Sling,
MGM. Some of them
right,
have deals with Amazon so that you
already.
can get
You can
them
already
on
get that in the
Amazon.
Prime
Right.
membership, right? They all
And,
bundled in,
and I think, yeah,
so they
Amazon
got
might be
conglomerate
fourth.
as well.
They might be fourth in that conversation out of the three being Netflix, Disney, and HBO. It might be between HBO and Amazon might be tied. I
Right.
think Paramount is probably failing because nobody knows Paramount like that. They know it would make more sense if they called it Viacom or CBS because
Right.
Viacom and CBS like have
They own
done
hella
more,
different
have
shit.
done have they
Right.
have a bigger name recognition than Paramount. Paramount is strictly movies.
On mamas.
So CBS, that's like golden age television. This is this is our grandparents watching the black and white TV. CBS was there. This is Viacom is cable. It's like the entire cable.
Right.
So why they would choose Paramount, even if they're the parent company, was a misstep. But everybody figuring things out because they got to scramble. They got to scramble to figure this shit out.
They do. It's too much. It's too much on the line. Too much capital. Too many things.
And
too
so
much
when things like this happen, man, these Drake versus Kendrick versus Wayne versus Universal versus football versus basketball. Of course, there it begs the question: what are we not looking at?
Yeah. A lot
what are
of
we not
people
looking
ain't looking at what's right in front of them.
Well, one of the things that we're not talking about
is used to distract.
One of the things we definitely not talking about is the presence of aliens and other world beings. They had a whole congressional hearing where they don't talk about whether or not it exists. They talked about why government agencies are not being transparent with other government agencies, and that they have non-human biological material that dates, that are older than the people testifying. They got, they have third-party contractors that operate adjacently with NASA, with unofficial, well, it's not government, it's private sector materials, but they have contracts with the government to measure, monitor. I can't even say what the nature of it is.
Right.
And it's even more difficult to speak to the nature of what I think it is because I'm so caught up in what's going on between these brothers.
Yeah. No, for real. Yeah. We get distracted, but the truth. I can say for a fact, Putin is who the Bible detailed. Putin is who the pale white horse. Putin, man, it's him, man. And people don't want to believe that's all right, but
there's a bunch of
got
players.
A ring of people. There's a bunch of players.
There's the Tesla dude. The Tesla dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then some say that humanity as we know it has been there's been echoes and shadows of other human life, non-human life, otherworldly life. And
I'm one.
And some will even say, you say what?
I ain't say what I said, but I said what I said.
I mean, you got a confession, man. You got living, you know what I'm saying?
You gonna have them people pull up.
The planet,
you ain't gonna never hear a unemployed comic Eli B.
If you know the planet, you know what I'm saying? Shut, throw your planet up. Would you? Throw your planet up.
Okay. Hey, it's the child born of Osiris here.
Okay.
And look, man, we was here before these things, man. They know these portals exist. All you gotta do is go to Sedona, Arizona. And, it's a long line of folks who know, but we don't want to say. We can't say what we want to say because if we did, now we crazy.
And so
now we get thrown in that truck like Hoffa, and we can't be found ever again. Because we knew how to get back to where we came. So, you gotta pick and choose nowadays because, if the platform that you use, which I respect and I appreciate you, brother, for always putting yourself out there to where it's like, get off this platform. Let me get to a platform where I could really speak the truth. I'm a purveyor of truth.
And so you're not even speaking the truth. You kind of just filtering the world in which it reflects to you as you see it back at it. And we just asking questions. I could never get on nowhere and shout that I know what's going on. This is what happened in AD. See, now they want to cover up this because I'm not even at that level, but I'm where I ask the questions to where, I could listen to somebody tell me the truth or tell me a lie or talk to me like they know what they talking about. And I'll either have more questions or I just got to just sit with it as possibilities of, what's available out there.
Right, alternative
And so
opinion and whatnot.
some people say AI is alien based, and a lot of everything that we have access to technologically is in part because we have it. It's been studied and tampered with, by some of these agencies that work in conjunction with or secretly competitively with the government. And you was talking about the Russian cat, the pale horse, the tensions that was between this nation, the United States, and Russia, the Cold War. They say that was in fact World War III. The range and scope of which it affected the national community, despite there not being a bullet fired or a bomb dropped, that conflict of information and technological advancement was the battleground for the Third World War. Now, that's what they say. Now, me saying that that's what they say is not me saying that that's what happened.
That's a fact. Societal and long-term implications globally, for sure, were daunting. I don't feel like American history in the education that I received in the American school system addressed the longer-term effects, even though, like you said, there wasn't a bomb drop and there wasn't a significant amount of casualties within the Cold War, if any. So, you're spot on with that. I do see a shift, and this may be just my spiritual unction of basically the way that they can control. They were saying that during the election, there were drones and satellites that the Tesla guy was able to augment, and that being tied to nuclear, bombs and nuclear weapons, chemical weapons of warfare. I do believe this is attached to
nuclear fission was achieved too. I think within the last year, nuclear fission was achieved, and it was like one of those things that went on the news as a major scientific discovery, but it
was overshadowed.
It didn't hit the news like that.
Yeah,
because
it was
even
on the news, but it was
news programming, news media is not to deliver the most breaking current events. It's to sensationalize and keep you here for the commercials, which brings me to the, I'm skipping over a lot of what I was going to talk about, and I probably won't even hit on that, but this is a good segue for, one of the major questions, especially off the news topic and how it, plays into distractions and attention grabs. I believe that naming this genre of television reality TV probably did a great harm to our actual collective reality.
Oh yeah,
just
definitely.
by
The fact
calling
that
it
you
reality
have
TV.
reality TV, and the fact that the viewers of reality TV that grasp onto it, as far as fanatics and people who have favorites, a lot of what I see are seemingly in the systemically lower education, systemic by the meritocracy standards, not by how I view people. I don't view people as
I was even about to say education as
very subjective.
Education, you could be, some of the
stupidest
people got degrees. Some of the dumbest people got degrees. And some people will use their learned education to justify their fascinations and fixations with stupidity or base things. It's like, like my dad, very intelligent, and he knows news media today is far from what it used to be when he was watching on black and white. Journalistic integrity has degraded itself in sacrifice. It sacrificed the journalistic integrity for clicks and views.
Right. Yeah.
But that was on the pipeline, because even then the headlines that sold papers were a part of that as well. When papers was the main medium, when the newspaper was the medium, it was more about selling papers.
Right.
And when they had to, to compete with the internet and clickbait, they began to participate in clickbait. But when the news started reporting, when the news led with, the most vile murder that happened in the country, or the high-speed chase, because we had to competitively captivate people's attentions, that began to shape the reality that these are the current events of the nation. Somebody, Eric and Lyle Menendez, almost 30 years ago, killing their parents, being blasted all over the news for several days, poly class, you know what I mean, being blasted all over the news, O.J. Simpson trials, and the Nicole and Nicole Simpson and Ron Brown, leading with these stories would give the impression to the casual observer that this is how life is, despite this just being an aspect of life, that it began to represent the totality of American life. And then, but it wasn't called reality TV. It was called the news. And it was under the guise of this actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
Despite, the implications of the format in which it's being delivered to you having some sort of
like
sleight of hand and some manipulation to keep you psychologically locked in, not so that you could be informed. It was so that you can tune in for the advertisement. It's so that you could be advertised to. It's not for your education or your informational purposes. It's for your advertisement accessibility. But reality TV took it, just the fact that it was called reality, which it was also contrived. It was also alternate reality. They had to present to you the most sensational stories and contrived. It was a contrived reality. They should have called it contrived reality show. The real world, it was a contrived scenario of people curated to live in a house. Now, in the real world, that ain't how roommates come together.
Right, but look at how they started that on MTV, calling it the real world.
If you ever had to live,
it seemed like it was such a real thing to us, but these people.
But we missed the sleight of hand. We missed the fact that they auditioned for this. We didn't see that there was, constant flow of alcohol and producers instigating beef, off camera, people that you'll never see on the show whispering and doing little shit, adding to the contrived aspect of the reality. But now it's presented as reality. Well, it wasn't reality TV at the real world level. It was when that show became popular, just like most, like similar to how Netflix became popular, and then it had to, people chase that formula and turned it into reality. I think that's where the name came from, is that it's the real world. This is reality TV. But by calling it that, I think it's probably done a great harm, not only in the fact that it was contrived. I knew somebody that auditioned. I knew somebody that auditioned and acted in Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I know somebody that acted in a scene as background in Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, which it was my second signal. My first signal was that show Cheaters had a script supervisor.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
I was watching the credits of Cheaters and saw that there was a script supervisor on Cheaters. And then then a friend of mine acted background in Love and Hip Hop, and now now we're at Zeus, to where the format itself, there's like 100 housewives of everywhere. The formula has been beat down, that it's not pure anymore. We are far cry from the real world, from the real world days, but reality TV, and just calling it reality TV, I think
Right.
led to the
Right.
decline
People don't
of
go
our
around
actual
just
reality.
beating up these people that they live in the house with and then not. Yeah, like that's insane to call that reality. They want that to be the black reality. Nothing but
Well, not just
drama.
black folks, not just
I,
black folks, because all
I
people,
mean,
I
and they
think,
chonk them.
as
Yeah,
as a
they
complete,
chonk them. But when I watch Siesta Key or a different show, I mean, they not fighting every single scene. Got to fight. Okay, it might
right.
be one season finale, the pre-premiere, and okay, Billy and Timmy
All
gonna
the white
chonk them.
road rules used to just fight
They
consistently.
did,
They had beef,
they did.
but it was just white people. It was just fights and bullshit and disrespect. And they've changed that. And the narrative is now we got reality black shows that people don't realize. That girl Tammy from Basketball Wives was the one that got the black comedian kicked out the house on Real World. So she's been in this reality spectrum, and she's been doing the same thing. I got into a fight with somebody in a nursing home because they were talking about she's just keeping it real and representing where she come from. And I'm like, she's been on TV since she was 18 doing the same fucking thing. So
Just
what does she know other than a
keeping it real.
life of excess? That's not keeping it real. I don't know where I came in on this, but
We on reality
I enjoy.
TV.
We're on reality TV,
And
P.
I like
He ain't
what you
keeping
brought
it
up. I like what you
real.
brought up, because it does play back into one of the points, or one of the questions that I was going to gloss over, in that unsustainability of likability, or the authenticity versus likability dilemma. But a lot of times when people are challenged or something's called out, the response is, I'm just doing some. Whenever somebody points something out, you say, I'm just, whatever you're going to say after that. I'm just saying what's on my mind. I'm just saying what people are scared to say. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just doing this. That that minimalization is the first sign that you're dealing with somebody that's avoiding what they did on the timeline of events.
Accountability. It's an excuse.
The minimization, minimizing. So I'm just, and to use the word just means that you feel justified in your activity, despite despite messages saying that you're not. You can't righteously challenge that. You can't righteously challenge that critique. So instead, you'll minimize your activity, your contribution to the phenomenon. I slapped the shit out of somebody, and it'd be like, yo, you can't be hitting people. It was just like, I'm just moving him out my way. And it's like, nah, no. You could have did it. It's like 100 different ways you could have kept it real. It's 100 different ways you could have said what people were thinking. And a lot of times, just because people thinking
Huh?
something and not saying it, it doesn't mean that there's some realness in not saying that, because they know everything ain't to be expressed. Some shit is
Yeah. Some things
Shut the
better
fuck
off
and
up
then
sometimes.
maybe you've been
left
saying
unsaid.
maybe you've been saying what's on your mind all your life, and knows the ripple of effects, to where it's like, oh, I don't even want to say what's on my mind, because I did it already. I played these scenarios out 100 times, and now my growth is my part of my growth is not saying everything that's on my mind. Maybe that's between me and the Most High, and
Mm.
and maybe if I flush it out in my mind a little bit more, I might come to a different conclusion. But people not doing that. They're not doing that. They say, I'm just doing this. They just showing, the people that defend reality TV and the messaging. And they'll say, oh, it's just showing real people. And I'm like, yo, there's a billion people that's real. And so you're not just showing me what's real. You just
We
showing
outnumbered
me
by the other seven.
you just showing me what is going to sensationalize and keep me locked in and ignore some other shit.
Not only sensationalized, it's not just that. They find individuals that they feel can impact and be relatable to different sects of groups. If you go back to early road rules and real world, all right, you always had a gay person, right? You always had a punk. You had a punk rocker. You always had a black person, a male and a female, and you always had a whole ass white girl and a white dude that wants to fight everybody.
And sometimes you had those wrapped into multiple people.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes it was
then you got the multifaceted one who is like they all of that and some, and we just don't know.
And I think the reason for that, which we know, is that I'm gonna use a word, is target demographics.
Yeah.
And I think the word they use this word in programming and advertising, target demographics. The fact that it's targeted is also, those are the words that's the terminology that these architects of these programs use to further they program, is to target. So I think even that being the language that's attributed to how they make these decisions, targeted marketing, target demographics, it plays right into what you're saying about the quote unquote representation or the tokenization of these groups as a means to target demographics, to siphon their focal energy in order to, receive advertised messages.
A road ruler is Trump's cabinet, right?
Say that again?
A road ruler is in Trump's cabinet. A lot of people don't realize that. He got a road ruler. One of the reality stars from Road Rules, his name was Sean. He was a lumberjack. All right, that nigga is Department of Energy, I think, maybe.
I didn't have cable.
Oh, okay,
I didn't have cable
I'm
growing
sorry.
up, so a lot of these TV programs missed me.
Right.
I had cable and a cheetah.
What you was witness?
No. They was just cheap. They didn't want to pay for TV.
Oh yeah, they was damn.
My grandmother had the cable. They couldn't afford. They couldn't afford mortgages and divorce attorneys and schools
and TV
and cable. They really couldn't afford to send us both to. They couldn't invest in both of our educations like that. So I was already showing signs of not being gifted in that department like that. So the education funds was allocated, but definitely TV was knocked off the budget.
For sure.
So you grew up in an education?
No, but you highly educated though.
No,
for sure. I'm saying the way that you specified, the way the system is built on meritocracy, that's built under a different construct. Then we all know that there are people who are very educated. It's just in a concentrated skill or trade.
Hey, look, back to payola.
Okay. Because, I know I can't do all this and that, but I could roll this wood up and get you son, you know what I mean? So, but what back to what you were saying about the dude who on the president cabinet, but he came from Rose.
Because I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was news I could use.
Yeah, I know.
He's
two people.
Quiet young.
I know two people that was in that little mix of programs. Shouts out to Orana Lopez and Theo Vaughn. They was in Real World Road Rule. But
That's a fact.
I didn't know them from that. I met them, and then I was like, oh, you was on that? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. I remember not watching
yeah,
that.
yeah. I knew
Because we didn't
one a
have
former
cable.
college classmate, Malika. She was a part of making the band from Oakland.
Okay.
You know, sweet girl. She was on the episode. She was on the season when Danity Kane was created with Nicole Scherzinger,
Okay.
and you know, what the one girl?
Wait, I
I
thought
don't know. I was
Nicole
gonna say
Scherzinger,
Normani, but
Nicole
she was
Scherzinger was on the free
from the
one. She
Pussycat
was on the
Dolls.
one. She was on the one that was on UPN.
She
There was a
did
little
she did,
competition.
son. Yeah,
There
yeah.
was a
But she
competition.
had done making the band as like some background situation when they did the whole
Huh.
Danity Kane creation thing, and they created the Danity
He was,
Kane.
he was to be brought to the forefront. They didn't need her as a background, and they made her into what she is now.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and Theo Von, he is now. He didn't act like he does now on that show. He was a quiet country bumpkin.
No.
Who
Well, I
He
had a
think
was
couple.
stand-up
always
comedy.
loud. No, I
I
remember
think
now that you
stand-up
said
comedy.
Theo Von was on there. I'm like, no, he used to talk his shit.
My intro to Theo Von is through stand-up comedy, and on stage, I've always known him to be that way, and off stage too. I don't know what his persona was like, or what his. That's the other thing too, is like people be having real life. You know, you see a lot of these people, they be young as shit, so you like discovering yourself. You signing contracts, they put cameras in front of you. You barely know yourself. You maneuvering.
Exactly.
But by the time I met that brother, that cat, he was who he is essentially today.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. I like it. I don't got an issue with it. But I
Yeah,
understand where it comes
nah,
from.
I do see what you mean too. It's with the targeting of the demographics, because I can speak specifically for, you know, the LMNOQ part, part two
I know. I
community.
like what you said. Did you say?
You know, the R2D2,
I know you said
L2,
the
Grand
Yeah,
Theft Auto
LMNOQ.
cheat code crew.
the only
And you know, we got our own TV channel. You know, it's called Logo. You know, and I will say shout out to Logo TV, because they do put a lot of us at the forefront of the content, because this is what draws in folks. They love to see our stories, our movies, and we could write, man. We definitely do our shit. One thing, we gonna put them outfits together, and them get ups is gonna be all right. You gonna look at these dresses and hair, and you gonna be living when you see us. How you doing? Happy Thanksgiving. So, you know, I could say for a fact that that's one of the places where, as a black person living in their truth in the LMNOQ community, we can there's a lane there. But then when it comes to the reality show, it's like I never knew there's a baddies for the LMNOQ men. And I was like, what in the hell is going on here? You know, like, who is watching this as a person in the community? And it's like one of the top rated shows. So it goes to show you, it's probably not us watching it. It's the people that fetishize, that want to, and now they've
Yeah, I
said,
think that.
okay, well, this is how
I,
those
I
people
think that
are.
I I have a theory that the LMNOQ is a siphoning of black folks' energy, because I think even in those circles, that is still black folks that's on the chopping blocks of that still deal with the most shit. And so, but when we start getting our,
you
by putting your preferences, your bedroom preferences to the forefront, it opens the doors for others to, to claim what we've been claiming. I mean,
Right. Come on. The
we've been,
terminology,
what we've been, with
appropriation
the
of the
claim,
hair.
to claim some of the disparagements that we've been claiming,
Oh,
to where it's like, yeah, this
but
is a thing,
yeah.
but niggas ain't doing that. Even even my rainbow niggas ain't taking it to where you taking it because we
Right.
still fuck with them.
I'm following what you're saying for real. Down
You
to the
know, if you
they
my
want to
relative,
normalize some
if you
things
my
that we're
family,
like,
you
we not about that because I
but
didn't have to raise my little
but
nephew.
I know
I didn't have to take. Oh, if I got CPS on my sister door, well then okay, them kids come over here and they gonna come with their uncle or their aunties, And this is something we've been knowing, but yeah, it's other people in the community. Unfortunately, element of Q where of course.
so I
If a parent
even
got to think twice,
even
oh,
in
my
my
child, I don't know. I
even
mean,
in my even in my observation of that community, I still at first and foremost observe how they hold space for niggas, and it don't be looking proper, and they low key got niggas on some mascot shit in that community, to where it's like, oh, they'll do the boo boo hunty thing, they'll do the cultural,
appropriation
siphoning,
move, and they get
and
more of a
come on, man.
platform
Come
than
on,
the
man.
actual person, the originator, the person who created the
Right.
lingo. And then
Right.
if I gatekeep the lingo, then it's, oh, well, when we hear it, we hear for you, but we don't want to pay you for that. Oh, we ain't gonna give you very demure, huh? You very demure because you knew y'all was gonna steal that, and then now I'm being very in your ass. I'm gonna get on your ass. Now I'm on your ass because I
Right.
need my check and
It
where
took,
my check at.
it took a lot of women didn't know that word until a sister
Brother.
put it in their face. It was ladies not
I
acting
like
ladylike until family came
yeah.
through.
There we go. That's the correct thing. That is the as a member. That's the correct
Until our
statement.
great cousin said what they said, and it was like, that's interesting. I wonder how many times that's happened.
Yes.
I have a question.
The brother,
I have,
sister.
since you're not afraid to broach the subject, all right? So,
Whoa.
Well, we didn't talk
I feel
about
as black
everything. We
people,
got to go everywhere. We everywhere.
but I feel as black people don't have unity. But if I, as a nigga, decide to suck a dick, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of people following me that will stand up for me, right?
So
But
Will
if I wasn't
they,
sucking that
or
dick,
are they just virtue
let's change
signaling,
that. Let's change
or
that.
are
Let's
they
change.
virtue signaling? Because trust
Can I
and
rinse
believe,
that
I
off?
got a
Can I
lot of
rinse that
people
off?
following, but
Can
just
I
to
rinse that off?
watch.
Wait,
They're
let
not
me rinse the
supporting.
first thing off, because I like challenging the statements and the phrasing that we use as the framework, because the framing the framing is the phrase work is the framing. The phrasing is the framework. So if you say that we don't have unity, I challenge that and say,
Yeah,
first of all,
we're
nobody has unity. Nobody has
nobody
unity. Nobody has unity.
at
And
all.
we do have unity. It's just the question is, where is unity?
Exactly.
Where is unity happening? And then where is lack of harmony being projected?
Exactly.
So this is where it becomes dangerous to call it reality TV, because they'll show
Uh,
you niggas not united. They'll show you this on 30 programs, 50 songs, payola, target marketing. So then now you see it so much, you see it on the news, so now you could make that statement because you've been marketed and targeted through media to see discord and lack of harmony, to where that becomes your
the
mind
reality.
reality. So then when they show it to you again, when you flip on Zeus and you see niggas funking and throwing hands, they say, oh, we don't have unity in our community. And let's not even, they
right.
might have a legitimate gripe. I mean, how many times has somebody played, you don't care who it is, if you cross me, I'm thinking about correcting it.
Sure. I lived
And so
on Manchester for about 10 years. I went to jail. There's unity in jail. There
this is
is niggas that go to jail and they don't fight. They eat together. They respect a little bunk ass shit. I got a bunk. You gonna ask me before you walk to my bunk. We
yeah.
gonna share meals. We gonna talk. We not gonna fight.
So
But as soon
So
as we walk out
unity
this
exists.
door,
So unity exists. I want to challenge the notion that we don't have unity. I would challenge that. Now, we are
in the
definitely not shown where
It
unity
just
exists
depends on
because it's
what
not
community you
sensational.
talking about.
I'm talking about us. I'm talking about black folks, black Americans, black folks in America and of Americans. Yes, there is instances of lack of harmony, but I think a lot of what drives us is when we are propelled is when we are on one accord. You know, when niggas post the same meme, when the, you know, when we come through, you like, you know, you could say two words and we all make the same face. We all have the same reaction. So we all thinking the same thing, like, oh, that part.
yeah, but
It's not projected
that's
to us.
from used to have that cohesion. That's where we learned that from. We didn't learn that by ourselves.
Well,
We learned that coming up from others that did the cohesion.
well, some
And
of it
then
is
when we went to
inherent.
school,
So a lot of
same
it
thing
is inherent, and I think
on
it's
the
been
radio.
so inherent. It was a survival mechanism. It's how we physically still exist today because of that, you know. And I think a part of the reason why you muted, I think you muted, but I think a part of the reason why
Yeah,
that we don't
no,
see
that's
that is
why I was saying we have vernacular. You know, we have to have the colloquialism language because that is being bilingual, and they downplay that to be why suburban kids listen to rap music, and they still don't understand what they're repeating the lyrics of. But when you're actually a person of the essence, you know what they're talking about, and whether it's violence, drugs, explicit content, you're like, okay, well, I'm living that reality.
hey, and
Depending,
even
so
if you
I don't
don't
want to
know,
hear that.
even if you don't know, you know enough cats to where you can figure it out with just
You
like,
can
you know,
contextualize
you
and
don't have
use
to
the
fully
context.
immerse yourself into it to capture the essence of it in 3 or 4 sentences. But
Right.
these, I think we have a lot of areas where we are harmonized, where we are in sync. We just never ever are shown those things. We are never in a space to where that is highlighted and presented to us to digest. And I think a lot of that is because it's not sensational.
Right.
Not only that it's not sensational, it would be a problem for us to be shown as strong in one unit. And I still disagree just because there are things where we're together on. Most of the time it's bullshit, pussy, money, or drugs, or a good time. You know
But
what
I
I
think that's
mean?
more projection. I think that's more, and not your projection, but messaging. I think that's target messaging. I think that's target messaging run amok. And we've been very vulnerable to that because we had the thing where, you know, for forever, you know, this is the television shaped reality, and then we weren't seeing ourselves on it, and we raised the stink, and then by the time they started showing us ourselves, we weren't looking at. We were so happy to see ourselves that we didn't even look deeper and see what they showing us doing. We didn't say, damn, what
Sure.
is you showing us doing? We were just so happy to be represented that we didn't even peep the behind the scenes shit. Is like, you got us doing this or you got us doing that. So they'll remove us and then sell us back to ourselves. And by doing so, they get to shape the reality when it's
I
unchecked.
disagree.
Well, no,
I
no, they get
disagree.
it's targeted. I mean, this is a tactic. It's been I mean, since before cable television, there was that selling
So what you're
us back
saying
to ourselves.
though is the way I feel about experiences and observations on my own people in different states, different counties, different places. You're telling me that has been. Now I agree that the news has an agenda.
I didn't
or a
discount
TV
your experiences.
agenda.
I didn't discount your experiences, and I didn't discount any of the phenomenon that you have presented. I would challenge that is the totality of the reality. So yes, that exists, but it exists in parallel to this over here, that right there, this isn't there. But to say that in summation, based on your experiences in the totality, this is how it is in totality, without acknowledging that, well, on the timeline, these things did occur. These markets were targeted. These focus groups were put together and studied, and from that, the results to make decisions to affect, for whatever reason, the effect, whether it's monetization or ad dollars or attention or even behavior, these things occurred. So I'm not saying that what you experienced, you did not experience. I'm not saying that what you don't see did not occur. I'm saying before you say that because I saw this, that this is, I can make this general statement in totality, I will also say these things actually occurred. And some of the reason why you are shown this in abundance is so that, I keep trying to add you back and it ain't letting me, but keep requesting. But a lot of the reasons why you keep seeing that, you keep being shown that in abundance, if I show you red all day and then you step out the house, you're going to pick out the red stop sign. You're going to pick out everything red, fire hydrants and everything. If I show you blue, you're going to find the blue.
You gonna
But it's
always
not
find the blue.
and you could even say it's a red world. If you put on, if you put on them glasses, red all over the place. But yeah, you're not wrong, but you can't say it's a red, the world is red, because it's blues, it's hues, it's greens, it's everything exists, but everything is not shown to us because what we're being shown is studied.
Do you
to be targeted?
Do you think black people could boycott today?
Is it possible for black folks to boycott?
And make
One,
I think we see
it's already happening.
Back to jive.
The revolution of just waking up and living.
Back to jive ass Drake.
Yeah, it's like, listen, man.
Niggas don't want to hear that shit. You play,
and that ain't a line. That bar that Kendrick used in there, that's not a line that's new either. I'm a real. I feel like historian when it comes to this here hip hop and rap, and he said a line in a bar called in a song called P for P 1.5, and he said something about his shows 40 days 40 nights off the chain like freedom of slaves. You know what I'm saying? So when he's saying this shit, man, motherfuckers been trying to tell motherfuckers like I'm about the liberation and the movement for my community, and now you see these videos where he wearing where I never dropped my flag. I just had to change the scenario, how I could have my reach where it's actually going to have the effect that he wanted.
But yeah, not
where people say, yeah, we not with this. We don't want to be condoning and contributing to people harming women, the givers of life. And we don't want to be out here with people who prey on young minors and minute people. I forgot the algorithm be hating. But
shit, I think it's possible. I think it's possible for us to boycott things currently. I mean, like I said, I think it's playing out today.
It's playing out today.
Without people calling for, I think calling for a boycott might not be as effective in achieving a boycott, but I think boycotts happen.
It's an artist. That's one single person. That's an artist, and they on the same label, right? So I feel like I'm talking about something substantial that can create change, not just in the thoughts of how Drake moves or reacts, but I'm talking about that we could move. Like I think it's
right
possible.
Now. I think it's possible.
Okay.
Yeah, because if Black Lives really matter to these folks,
it's possible.
If Black Lives really mattered, they would have boycotted where they cut Newports in motherfucking California.
I mean,
God damn it.
I think black
folks. What the fuck? Y'all don't want to ban all cigarettes, but you got me out here smoking geek vape bars and shit. Because you done fucked up the Newport trade.
I think black folks boycotted the Democratic Party, if not the entire democratic process.
I believe so.
And I think it was a dangerous. I think once anytime they give us something, like when they gave black folks freedom and abolished slavery, they did a bait and switch to where we don't have to call it that, because now we got you in indentured servitude or some minimum low wage. We got you drowning for the dollar type shit. I think they did the same thing with the right to vote. And then now, in certain instances, your vote, while we counting it, it don't really count like that, because we did other checks and balances to where we can still regain what we consider to be ours against you.
When it comes to the state
And
of
that's where the
California,
3/5. That was where the 3/5. The first, they only, before they gave us the vote, they before the vote
they made you
was
3/5
given
of
to
a
black
person.
folks, they had to elevate us from chattel to 3/5 of a person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So okay.
And I think a lot of people,
look.
and a lot of people seeing that, didn't even really want to have a argument about boycotting. I think they just, some clicked in to 100 million folks' minds that said, I'm
They
just
said,
gonna not.
yeah,
I'm just gonna
these
not.
people playing.
And some people voted for the other side just to boycott the one side, while other people just didn't participate altogether.
Exactly.
Black people, Bernie Sanders supporters did to Hillary. I understand that. That's fine. It's cool. I don't have an issue with choices. My whole thing is, I don't think, okay,
Well,
that much energy.
And I don't want to say you're wrong.
Say,
And I don't want to say you're wrong to think what you think, because you posed the question, do you think that we can boycott? I say it's possible, and I don't want to dissuade you, because that's not what.
No, but Kamala is a Democratic Party is it's not a corporation, even though it kind of is. And Kamala is one person. There's one person going for president. I'm talking about, and you were talking about the Twitter exodus, right? You were talking about that earlier.
That's an instance.
Okay.
I was like, that's the next topic we on to that.
Hey, no,
and corporations
earlier, and
corporations and businesses aren't the only things that deserve to be boycotted.
Boycotting people doesn't get a message across. It did for the Democratic Party, but
once again,
got viewers.
It may not be the message that is substantial, but I think I do believe that there is a message. But I understand how and why my brother dipped out. Like I said, I understand how and why he views what he views. My challenge is I also, because there was a point to where I would agree, and then when I do some more observation and reflection, and then we and the landscape changes every day. So once you snap a picture, even if this is the map, as soon as you draw it on the map, the shit shifts. That tree ain't there no more. That mountain is shit. As soon as you define the thing, that thing changes and evolves. And so, while I think that it's true that there are challenges and difficulties to boycotting, I do think it's possible. And while we might, it might not be, boycotting
might not look
a person.
like we just going on the Selma walk. It's still a million-man march.
So dig this. So the Montgomery bus boycott, right? The Montgomery bus boycott, black folks decided not to ride the bus at all. Folks still had to get to work, right? So the community came together. We was doing carpools. We was doing ride shares. We was doing community cabs, gypsy cabs. We was handling our own transportation, to the point, and this is what my elders reported to me, that the way that was organized, it was to the point where the next evolutionary step from the Montgomery boycott, the Montgomery bus boycott, the next evolutionary logical step was for niggas to start their own bus line. But by integrating the buses, the Montgomery bus system got to retain that dollar. And we was so happy to be integrated into their shit that we missed an opportunity. You on mute. You muted. I don't know if you're saying something, but you was muted. But being so hype off them integrating or allowing us on the bus wherever we want to sit, we missed an opportunity to develop our own transportation systems.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would those systems have come under attack, you know, by violence? It's highly probable. And that's another thing we always, you know,
factor in, right?
We got to factor in the blowback of just you existing and thriving. Niggas, Tulsa, you know, they didn't want us in their shit until our shit was lit.
So they bust a move.
Right.
And now we getting bombed, and we got the first act of domestic terrorism on record towards black people.
Right.
Specifically. And then we got Tuskegee. And then, get deep.
And then add to the fact that, okay, now they're trying to take these events off the timeline when they teach history.
Right.
Forgetting because the fact that they don't include so many things that already occurred on the timeline. We taking things off the sequence of events.
That's insanity, ain't it? Keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. We're going to have liberation.
It's not insanity because it's not accident or it's not haphazard. It's deliberate.
Mm.
You know, so it's not insanity, it's villainy.
Right.
And so in a lot of instances, we still under tyranny. It's just that we just have more company besides us.
Right.
We got more company under tyranny.
You speaking? You cooking it? I hate to say it, but I got to do the family. I got to do some family thing too.
Oh yeah. It is about time, you know what I mean? I think I done opened up some questions. I gotta go sit and you know I gotta go listen back to this again to see, you know. But yeah, it's there's still a lot of tyranny that we as black folks in the community is not alone in, and I think we didn't import it. We didn't import it some colleagues. Well, we didn't.
But one thing I will say, man, I gotta give you your props. I appreciate you for, you know, with love, with accountability, you know, you not sticking up for me, but sharing a side of what you know, like your family folks in the community to the other brother that was in the call, you know, in the live, as far as like, hey, you know, these methods of divisive, you know, but that's not, and that's by design that they've created the LMNOQ, and that's what it's a direct plot. It's like it's taking away my actual, like, my truth, my living my truth is a part of uplifting us all. Because if we're not living within the truth and the light for each of us, then how can you expect us to not cut each other down and let in the Drakes of the world, you know, who, you know, you specifically by design are put in for it. You've been groomed for this position of what you're using to, you may bring some people together, but in other ways you're harming too. Every action has a reaction. So
yeah, man, thank you for coming through, man. Enjoy your time with the fam. I'm over here. I got some stuff on the crock pot I've been avoiding. This been
it's about that time.
I like how the conversation started and then how we ended up. We didn't touch all the topics, but a lot of the topics got touched. I think there was I think I touched them all.
You touched them all. You said something about Twitter or X or whatever.
Yeah,
but
that came up in the discussion, as did the well, I didn't get into it to the great into the you know
yeah, because I was like,
the cash and
most people
attention
where they got
grabs.
the dropping their Blue Sky or they Twitch.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what they be doing on there. I don't trust these apps as it is, but
Hey,
I'm
and I'm
on it.
on all that, man. I'm on all that. I don't be getting deep in comedy. I think everything got its time and its space. But a lot of these types of ideas and concepts are type of things that I will elementally throw down as just a given. You know what I mean? So if I talk about,
Mm-hmm.
if I tell a joke about, you know, duality framed in the context of head versus tails, and they tell you it's two sides to every coin, they don't tell you about the third side. It's three sides geometrically, but they're gonna tell you it's two sides.
Ooh,
Which is,
it's
it's more philosophical, but now y'all sound like a Green Party ass nigga if I say that. They're like,
oh
oh nigga,
mamas.
you voted for Jill
Right, you
Stein ass
Joe
nigga.
Stein. Like, okay, yeah.
But it's through the basis of those types of ideas I can just get my little
Yeah.
jokes off on different types
Dude,
of
I gotta
jokes.
bounce off. Yeah, I gotta watch my
But I
knee. Hey,
appreciate
hey.
you, man. Well, kick yourself off because I can't kick you off, man. I ain't got the heart. But yeah, this was tight. I like how we started with Drake versus Kendrick versus Wayne versus UMG versus NFL versus NBA, and then we didn't hit the aliens. We didn't hit that's what we didn't really get on the unsustainability of likability too much. We didn't get on that too much. Neither did we get into cash grabs and attention grabs too much. We definitely certainly didn't get into women violating boundaries of men and women, and that being accepted or not challenged, or the challenges being minimized. We definitely didn't touch in onto that, but that's going to be one of my overarching situations. Fucks with me next time. I appreciate you that you tuned in. Throw something down if you watching live on the live premiere of this. Follow my links in the bio or the links in this description. Stand-up comedy exclusives on my Patreon. The Grand Blessing special is available up there right now behind the paywall. You just subscribe for a month and then cancel to experience and enjoy all the shit that I got back there. Shows coming up in Oakland in December. Stay tuned for that. I'm dropping another video. Doing so much, too much. But thank you for tapping in. Thank you for tuning in on these jive ass turkeys. I will be back. I shall return in the future to have more of these questions and request types of discussions. I appreciate all those that joined me, that was able to join me. And peace. I need a better sign off. Peace. We gotta say peace. With wholeness. There's also wholeness. I could hit you with, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna work on it. Yo, throw me some suggestions of some sign. If you made it all the way to the end, throw in a suggest me throw in a suggestion a suggestion. Throwing in a suggestion of a cool little sign off. What should I incorporate in these sign offs? But I'm up